As long
As
as
long as
Marco.
they got Marco.
As long as we got Marco. Okay, well, February, as you know, is National Heart Month. And all of us have a heart. And all of us need to take care of our heart, okay? I put some general information on the table, but in the United States, heart disease, that is the number one leading cause of death. More than cancer, more than strokes, more than accidents. Uh, and heart disease has held this position for the last quarter of a century. So that tells me it's important, okay? Um, Together, heart disease and strokes, they account for more than a quarter of the deaths in the United States every year. A lot of heart disease is preventable. So today we're just going to focus on awareness. I'm not trying to go deep. We're going to focus on awareness, simple things that we can do to take care of our hearts, okay? Did you know that your heart beats approximately 100,000 times a day? And it supplies oxygen, nutrients to your entire body. Okay? Heart disease develops over a period of time. It doesn't just, boom, I got heart disease. Something we've been doing all along that wasn't right. So, anyway, first thing I tell individuals is know your numbers. Okay? First of all, let's talk about blood pressure. I heard you say something about blood pressure. Yeah. Blood pressure. You know, when I was in nursing school, uh, that was eons ago, a normal blood pressure was 140 over 90. That was good. Go to the doctor, 140 over 90 or below, you're doing great. But now, 140 over 90, look at this sheet. It's,
Yeah.
it's right at stage 2 hypertension.
Wow.
And I worked for a while for Dr. Duncan, the cardiologist, and he wanted all of his patients to have a blood pressure of below 120, like 116, 118, over 68, no more than 70. I'm saying, gosh, that's a lot to ask. But again, numbers have changed. Okay? Um, a normal blood pressure now, basically 120 over 80. Okay? The top number, that systolic number, that's how hard your blood or your heart rather pumps blood. The bottom number, the diastolic, is how much pressure stays in your artery when your arteries are at rest. Okay? So if your blood pressure stays at like 130 or 80 or higher, your heart is still working overtime. Okay? When we're overweight, our heart works overtime. Okay? Anybody got any questions about blood pressure? Good. Don't ask me nothing because I don't know much. Also, another number, cholesterol, LDL. Anybody know what that is? There you go. That's the bad cholesterol, okay? And it should be less than 100, okay? Again, Dr. Duncan, I quote him a lot. LDL, bad cholesterol, that's the lousy one. Yeah, that's how we tell the difference. The HDL, that's the good cholesterol. And it should be 40 milligrams per dl or higher for men. Okay? 50 or higher for women. Okay? Triglycerides. Know what those
Create a
are?
bowl of chicken Philly.
Okay? Triglycerides, those are the fats that are in the blood. Okay? And it's often linked to excessive sugars and that stuff we find in processed foods. That's why processed foods are not good for us. Okay? And um, what helps your heart? What kind of foods help your heart?
Kale.
Dark green leafy vegetables.
Okay, vegetables, fruits. What kind of protein? Lean
Oh,
protein.
okay.
Okay, whole grains. I'm just getting into the whole grains, the nuts, all of that good stuff. believe it or not, y'all, 5 years ago, yeah, no, not 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I was 221 pounds.
Wow.
And I decided myself, I got to do something. I'm eating crazy and all of this, so I got to do something. So I started my own routine of losing weight, walking, eating something I don't even today except for interest. Uh, and during that time, my um, what was I telling you? My A1C was 6.4. And my doctor, whom I knew for years, been going to him for years, and he said, "Oh, you can bring that down. You can do that on your own." And I'm thinking, how many more patients are
Big dog salad, I think.
you know, instead of giving them some,
Thank you.
what we need to do to bring that down. So anyway, when my insurance changed and I changed doctors, I went to my new doctor and looked at my lab work. She said, I said, and I had gotten it before because I had my chart at the time. And my A1C was 5.7. I was happy. It was down from 6.4. She said, don't get too happy because that is borderline diabetic. She said, what? I said, but it was 6.4. I brought it down. She said, yeah, you did. But if you had come in here with a 6.4, you would have been in for metformin or something because I wouldn't have known you like that to bring it down, to know that you're going to bring it down. So anyway, those numbers aren't okay. Limit salt. Oh gosh, that's hard. But I learned how to do it. I use more pepper. I use lemon seasoning. I use different things to keep from using salt. Okay? And you have to read the labels. You gotta read the labels. And I started doing that a few years ago. You know, sometimes like you say, okay, I want to lose weight, I want to do X, Y, and Z. And you go in the store, in the supermarket, and you look at these meals that, oh, 350 calories, 400, that's great. Yeah, but look at the sodium content. Yeah, ridiculous. So again, limiting our sodium, our sugar, and those high processed foods I was telling you about. Moving your body regularly. You don't have to have a gym membership. It helps to have one every while, but you don't have to have a gym membership. Exactly. Just simple things. Walking. I walked and I walked until I got to the point that I could actually run 2 miles. And now I just can run one. Okay. But anyway, with just simple movements, you know. I shoveled snow the other day. I helped my neighbor shovel my driveway and my circle and all of that. And boy, that was exercise, okay? But just simple, making simple changes in your exercise diet. All of those. You can't change everything at one time. So you start small. What works for you? Gym membership works for me. And because I'm of that age now, um, and I have what's the M word insurance, you know what that means. But anyway, gym membership comes with my insurance. So I have a membership at American Family Fitness. Why don't you all offer that? Why? Anyway, you don't have to answer. But anyway, I have a gym membership there, and it's free, totally free. I can go whenever I want. So check your insurance to see if you guys have those things. I mean, it's great. I like going because I like being with other people. I like machines, but you don't have to have a gym membership. So again, making small changes. Then tell you a little bit about my history in heart disease. Um, 5 brothers and me. Um, I'm the youngest and the only girl. No, I'm not spoiled. Who said that? But anyway, heart disease runs in my family. My daddy died at 67, massive heart attack and
Wow.
heart disease, congestive heart failure. My mom died at 70, about 76, congestive heart failure, heart disease, hypertension. I have one brother who died at age 40, massive heart attack.
Hmm.
One brother who died at age 42, massive heart attack. One brother who died at age 53, massive heart attack. And one brother who died at 56, massive heart attack, heart disease. So they were dropping so fast, I flew to the doctor. I said, look, do everything because I want to know what's going on with my heart because I've lost so many immediate family members. My heart was fine. It was my blood pressure that I had to work on. So, um, I started doing what I needed to do to get healthy, and it worked for me. Okay, and so I'm trying to do better. I mess up sometimes, you know. When I went to the doctor after Christmas, why did I do that? For my 6-month checkup, I gained 7 pounds, but I wanted to tell her, listen, I gained these all in December. 7 pounds from my last visit, but that was okay because I lost it all because I'm trying to stay at a certain number, and I've managed that. So it takes effort, and the first brother I told you about, who died at age 40, that's a heart attack. Before he ate anything growing up, he sprinkled salt before he tasted anything. My mom was an excellent cook. Everything was seasoned to perfection. We had no salt shakers in the house, but he would get the box of salt out of the cabinet and just start sprinkling it before he tasted anything. So just looking at things like that, we are more informed now. So we can, when we know better, we do better. So our heart, we only get one. It has taken care of us all of our lives, so it's up to us to take care of our heart. Okay, that's all I have to say. Questions?
Well,
Or stories?
well, I do would like to mention
Mhm.
the Y does have a partnership with the American Heart Association. We do have a blood pressure machine that folks from the public can come in and get their blood pressure read.
Great.
It comes with some information, resource information, you can print out and everything. So we do have that in partnership with the American Heart Association.
That's wonderful, but I really would like you to have, work with the insurance companies.
We
So
do,
you can have a membership at the Y. At the Y?
we do, well,
But you use it at the Y?
they can talk, he's trying to say.
Go ahead. Go ahead. He'll
We,
tell you.
we used to have a program with Silver Sneakers.
Oh.
We do not anymore. We do have one with, I think it's United Healthcare and everything with their program, but we do not have Silver Sneakers anymore. Well, at least the Richmond Association.
Right.
Otherwise, are still there, but that program was, that partnership was dissolved, probably 8 to 10 years ago.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so.
It's
But
a possibility you'll get it. But anyway, yes, ma'am.
After my cancer treatment, the one of the organizations in Petersburg said there's a link between cancer treatment and heart disease, and I didn't know there was a link between the two. You, as a cancer survivor, is there something that you could share with cancer survivors that we need to be extra aware of? Otherwise, I had never heard that before.
Well,
That like the chemo,
Chemotherapy
because there are
and
chemotherapies that will affect the heart.
definitely, definitely.
yes, I had to go through chemotherapy and some of the new drug. I was in a clinical trial,
Right.
Right.
but I had never heard an association or an affiliation between heart and cancer.
It's the specific chemotherapy as far as I know.
Yeah, not all.
Okay.
Yeah, not all. And she mentioned cancer survivor. Yes, I am a colorectal cancer survivor, and I'm so happy about that survivor. And um, the treatment was aggressive for 2 years, which included wearing that god awful bag for 6 to 8 months, whatever. But it's been reversed, so that's a great thing. But, yeah, but what was discovered was I had acid reflux, and mine is horrible. So for like 15 years, I was on Zantac. And it was discovered probably about 6, 7 years ago that Zantac had a cancer ingredient in the pill. And some companies, Line, Pfizer, those are the two I'm familiar with, um, they, it was too much of it. So a lot of individuals were getting colorectal cancer, bladder cancer, stomach cancer, so forth, all in this area. And um, I was part of the study for that, not study, but I had to send my medical records if I wanted to participate. Well, the uh, attorneys companies called me. I didn't know anything about it to let me know that, this is what's happening and you might be uh, you know, able to get compensation or whatever. I said, yeah, sure. My kids will see it. Well, that was in 2020. I want you to know that I got the first payment from Glasgow Smith Line, first payment, um, a few days ago.
Wow.
And because, these things sometimes take years and years and years. And Pfizer, they're working on the settlement. So it has been settled. But yeah, because I don't have cancer in my family that I know of, but heart disease take us out. So I'm trying to figure out what in the world happened. Had no symptoms, had nothing. You know, everything was fine last year when I did X, Y, and Z. But this new physician, she said, I know everything is good. However, I want to do my own baseline. So that's how I ended up getting another um, colonoscopy. And when she did, and the doctor took so long to call me back, I called them, oh, we were getting ready to call you. The doctor needs to see you. I said, oh, God. So anyway, that's how mine was discovered. Again, everything going along, nothing, no kind of symptoms. And there it was. So anyway,
Why everybody needs to get that program?
exactly, exactly. And I told my kids, two of them had it already. One, the stubborn one, Dana, yeah, right. She is, well, I'm gonna get mine when it's time. I'm gonna wait until I'm 50, whatever, until I get mine. My son and my other daughter, they've gotten it. The insurance covered it because, even though they were under 40 at the time, the insurance covered it because their mom had colorectal cancer. So anyway, she finally, this past, well, maybe about 2 months ago, she got hers and she was normal. But, make sure you do that because, again, that's important. Like I said, you don't have to have symptoms to have it because I had nothing. And that was the scary part. Yes, sir.
To follow up on that, if you feel bad or whatever, go to the doctor. At least they'll annotate what you were there for.
Yes.
So later on, if you do develop something, as you did, they have a baseline to go from.
Yes.
And to put the pieces together. Most of you know I'm a two-time organ transplant. And I've had knee replacements, shoulder replacements, brain replacements, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I have learned, and I tell my kids, whether in your home, your car, or your health, the best type of maintenance is preventative. It's preventative. Don't put the salt on there. Start off young. Keep the sweets away from the kids. And the best time for maintenance is preventative. If I live until the 27th of this month, I'll be 60. I look like I'm 70. This is mileage. This is more wives. This is.
That's more wives.
I ain't lying. But, so, we're not here forever, so let's make the best of it.
That's what I say. And mine is the 26th.
Well, happy.
And you too.
You on your birthday?
Yes.
She volunteered to do the program.
That's okay. Presents are accepted.
One other thing that you did not mention, that is something that is very helpful, which is the ingestion of fiber. And that helps everything. Cholesterol, draws the fats that you eat out of your system, fiber supplements, Metamucil, stuff like that. I have my family doing that. Years ago, I sold a fiber supplement, which I still take, and we actually had programs of people, part of that was called Rexall Showcase International, now it's called Unicity. I used to have one group of clients that I sold it to. Now I'm my only client. But I encourage my family to take Metamucil because there are untold benefits for your heart and all the other stuff, maybe even to help the colon. So
Yeah.
remember the fiber.
And one other thing I'm gonna say. But anyway, I was Dean of Health and Counseling Services at Virginia State before I retired. And I was in a study with agriculture department with pricing. And I'm telling you, we ended up with over 100 individuals in that study. Cholesterol and cholesterol low. So I mean, I did it myself, and my cholesterol was, it was off the charts. Because as I told you, I was 200 plus, but my cholesterol was off the charts. I was in that study along with everybody else, and my cholesterol was low. And I mean, flaxseed, I didn't like it, but I ate it in some blueberry yogurt, something that I couldn't really, it masked the taste of it. And it helped. Most people put it in their oatmeal or whatever, which I don't like.
Fiber, right?
So you're right, thank you so much for that. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.